How's everybody doing today? Okay, we're going to look at Erin Helton's uh, theory. And just to give you a little review on Erin Helton's theory, is Erin has first what she did is she selected two boulders, one here on the west side of the island called 21A, which I have located precisely, and then this over here, which she calls 20A, which I'm not quite certain. I'm about, I would say 90% sure that that's it, but it doesn't matter because it is a east-west line within, uh, I think, 5/100ths of a degree. It's very, very accurate. So this line is running due east and west. And then she proposed that she took this boulder over here on the north west side of the island, 6A, which I precisely found. And if I put it back to it's right here, you can see it better. I precisely found that by looking at the picture on her program on the History Channel. And you use 6A and you draw a circle as that circumference going through 21A, and where the east-west line intersects with the circle, she found a boulder, and it is right there, and that's the proposed south anchor. Now she also throws in that it lined up with Nolan's cross section, and I saw on the TV show it really doesn't line up that well with the Nolan's cross section, but it does when she said that you take a 30-degree angle and you go up here. If this proposed north anchor intersects with Nolan's cross at the pointer section, that is very important. Nolan's cross must be integral into any kind of geometry to find the money pit. It is the most established and known artifact on the island that is definitely man-made because of the layout of the boulders, and it is integral into the geometry that is being laid out to discover the money pit. So that works out if she's proposing that it comes off of the pointer and that it intersects here. Now, the one thing about the anchors is and this is in my theory too, that I proposed about a year ago, is the anchors are going to set up, the south one is going to set up your east-west line, and your north one is going to set up your north-south line. And with the show last night, she's pretty much on track with that. It's pretty arbitrary to use that lead cross. That's really thinking outside the box, probably as much as me thinking that the lay formula is geometric progression. But we see things, we imagine things, and we put them to test, and this is what results. So she says that the anchor stone, and by the way, I was given a comment that the anchor stone on Fred Nolan's map that I was using was too far west. Well, that was an adjusted north-south line that Fred Nolan had written there. But it did inspire me to further find a better calculation for where the anchor stone or the stone triangle is. So what I did is I pulled up this survey. It is a map that is online. I don't know how accurate it is, but it is 1937. It's dated 1937. So that means that it was actually surveyed before the destruction of the actual stone triangle. So what I did is, the first thing I did was I oriented this map to true north. And it is very difficult, and it is within a degree, less than a degree. So if you bring that up through here, and it is 0.62. It's actually better than that. When I did it, you could see how touchy this really is. It really is touchy. And if you bring that in there, so 0.36, it's within a half a degree. So it's pretty accurate. And the next thing I did was I made sure that the distance that it was to scale, so I did the measurement here and set the map to scale, and you can see that's within less than 6 inches, so that will be accurate enough. I did it that way. I also did it this way. And this measurement here, 231, it is not taken from the top of the map, actually. It's taken from this X, which he's measuring, which had to do with the chapel shaft. And if you go down to the end here, it's like 230. Maybe a foot off. So I got this as close as I could to scale and alignment. And I did this prior to putting her things on here. And if you notice that this line right here that goes along here is, this line right here is the drilled holes. So here's the drilled rock right here, and then there's another drilled rock out here, okay, and that is set up at the point. They did some geometry here and extended it out, and this is where they got the 7 degrees. Now I don't understand this geometry, but it has something to do with it. But this is what they did. So if you take the north-south line and drop it from her proposed anchor situation, and this line is north-south. I'm not going to measure it for time, but it is directly north-south. It intersects with the intersection of these two lines here. Okay, so that tells me that I believe this is setting up, this triangle here is setting up the north-south, where it intersects, these two lines intersect, is where the north-south line point would be. So that's what it's setting up. If that's what it's setting up, then her prediction here is pretty accurate. Also here, I'll show you another thing. I did line it up this map here, this 37 survey, I also lined it up with the, here's the cave-in shaft. I don't know if you can see it through this, but that is that big watery pond that's there. That's the cave-in shaft, so that's lined up good. Also, the coastline is lined up good. And what else is lined up good? Oh, this where the chapel shaft used to be. And notice that there's wreckage. You know, this is before the show here. This is 2011. But that's where the chapel shaft is, according to this survey. So I think I did a pretty good job in lining this up. I think it's pretty accurate. I think Erin Helton is onto something. How she's arriving at these calculations is really sort of beyond me, because I'm just thinking about how practical it would be for somebody to come back onto the island and find this boulder here and draw this huge circle and then survey this huge line across the entire island, and then go down on this beach somewhere and find a lead cross, and then, or use their lead cross and figure out that that's how you get 30 degrees. I'm not quite buying that, but I can't dispute the data. It is looking pretty good. So if she's going to come up with anything, okay, and let's get back to regular time. Oops. If she comes back with anything, she's going to come back with, this is where the money pit's going to be. It's going to be right here. Because she has, if she establishes this anchor here, she's already established this line with known features on the island. If she establishes this north-south, or the north anchor, and with the calculations from the drilled stones, she'll come up with this proposed location right here. So that's pretty cool. My hat's off to her. I don't know how she's arriving at it, but it's pretty amazing, because it sounds pretty practical. If I'll be doing another video here pretty soon about my theory. One of the things that was brought out in the show, that they're drilling, I think, around right here, and that they're going to move east. My proposal is, it's pretty much in line. Her north-south line is a little bit, I think, further to the west than mine. Mine is about right here. And her east-west line is definitely more north. I mean, her north-south, her east-west line moves more north than south. My proposed anchor is down in this direction. It's actually right here. So my north-south line would be running into this area right here. And they said that they were going to start moving east in drilling. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they'll ask me on the team. But it's pretty fascinating what she's doing. So that's it. All I have for Erin Helton. Looking forward to seeing more. Talk to you guys later.